All right, 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. And we are just getting humming here in Amherst. Well, the Amherst Insurance postgame show coming up. We will be dropping the puck over at the Mullen Center at 7:30. Pre-game show with Nate and Brock will kick off at 7 o'clock. Today's the inaugural game of the Flagship Cup, presented by Milton Cat, in recognition of both universities standing as the flagship institution of their respective states, establishing a rivalry. And I think we've done a good job of that today. 4th and 10. Now Buffalo still has 3 timeouts. UMass gets a turnover on downs here, not necessarily the end of things. It's a 1-point lead for UMass. Buffalo looking to pick up a first. They got to get to the 46-yard line. Henderson the single back. All these games this year for Buffalo have been like this, nip-tuck. 4 games decided in the final minute. They're 2-0 in MAC play. UMass trying to pull off the upset here at home. 4th and 10. Roberson to the air, has the snap, fires over the middle, and it is caught. First down into UMass territory at the 46-yard line by McMillan, and a pickup of 17. We're not done yet.
Oh, what concentration from McMillan. Cameron Watkins-Hunter.
For an injury to a player on offense.
Cameron Watkins-Hunter dives right in front of McMillan, almost picking the ball off. McMillan, what concentration with his hands, able to bring that in for a first down.
I thought he had the interception.
So, I mean, it looked like it.
A 1:55 to go in a 1-point game. Buffalo marching into UMass territory.
But why is there not a 10-second
runoff
or forcing a timeout to be used from Buffalo with the injury?
1:50 to go. Roberson back to throw. Pressure picked up off the edge, and now he just heaves it downfield, and there's nobody home. Incomplete, a flag in the backfield as well.
Yep.
Craig came blitzing in off the edge, and he was held. This will be on Buffalo. They're talking about maybe a intentional grounding as well on this.
I mean, I don't see how you can't. I mean, he was within the tackle box. The ball landed almost on the cement off the side of the field.
This happened like 4 or 5 times now, these heaves by both teams. And still conversation about what the marker will mean here. And there's another one down.
There it is. That's the intentional grounding.
Yep. Here we go.
Multiple fouls occurred on the play. Holding, offense, number 5. That penalty is declined. Intentional grounding.
That's huge.
Offense, number 2. Loss of down at the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That is a huge intentional grounding on Taquan Roberson. Let's see where he was actually at. They were on the UMass side of the field at the 48. I think they're going to move this back to the 41-yard line.
11-yard loss, right?
And Craig forces that. Darion Craig came hammering in off the left side. And now all the way back to the 41-yard line. Back on the negative side of the field for Buffalo. 2nd and 21 now. That couldn't have worked out any better for Massachusetts with 1:40 to go. Is there a runoff on this too? No. Looked like we were going to get another announcement.
Yeah, they're still talking about some things on the sideline. I'll just add a little to the drama. A little patience here.
Darion Craig forcing that initial flag to be thrown. And now some more chattering about what the situation is.
The intentional grounding foul carries a 10-second subtraction. So game clock operator, please set the game clock to 1 minute and 30 seconds The game clock will start on my ready for play whistle.
There we go. Great dictation, too. 1:30 now remaining in this one. And, you know, if you're Buffalo, you're playing with 4 downs here. You don't have to get all 21 right back. Back to throw. Roberson dumps it off underneath at the 50-yard line and then scampering back to the initial line to gain for a pickup of 11.
But you kept them in bounds.
Yep. Bring them down inside the Buffalo sideline. 1:12 and a twisting clock. Still 3 timeouts for the Bulls. 3rd and 10 now. Back to the UMass side of the field. Roberson back to throw. Pressure comes. He chucks it deep again. And this time, finally, Massachusetts will come up with the interception. And it's Jeremiah McGill to seal it for the Minutemen. What a feeling. What a bounce back. And a flag down, however, on the field.
That's going to be a celebration on
Okay.
Darion Craig. He was doing snow angels.
They're not allowed to do that.
No.
Second career interception for McGill. Fittingly, his first since the Army win.
Wow.
The last FBS win for UMass. Yeah, we'll take the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on that. 21-20, 59 seconds remain. Jeremiah McGill just floating in center field. That ball was thrown to nobody.
No, I mean, what a mistake. I mean, it's 3rd down. If you're Taquan Roberson, there's pressure in his face, so he was about to get sacked. But you throw that ball up there. Jeremiah McGill, he made it more difficult than he needed to. He could have ran under it and caught it. He made it theatrical with a diving catch. But Roberson, why throw that ball there? You still have another down on 4th down. Big mistake right there. But you know, Buffalo still has all 3 timeouts, Jay. So UMass, they need another 1st down to ice the game. If not, you're going to give Buffalo one more chance.
And keep in mind, Buffalo with their punt blocking ability. Snap to Hairston, waits in the backfield, then pushes forward and gets back to the line of scrimmage. 53 seconds to go. Maybe some premature celebrating there for UMass. Looking for their first home win since they beat UConn on October 9th, 2021 against an FBS opponent. A timeout for Buffalo. Jeremiah McGill missed time with injury, and he's been back today. Really the first time we've seen him active since the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And he's been pretty relevant in the secondary today.
Yeah, especially in the second half. I mean, we called his name numerous times in the first half. Had 1 tackle, but a couple good defensive plays. Remember on the 3rd down earlier in this half when he came up and hit the running back right as the ball got there, that forced 4th down. And then that play, of course, obviously the big one. But I agree. I mean, that looked like, A.J. Hairston, they're just almost like using it as a few extra seconds rather than kneeling the ball. But if you just do that, Buffalo's still going to have an opportunity.
Yep. And the celebration penalty hurts you as they hand it off to Hood. Left side, he goes backwards and slips down at the 4-yard line. Chickens counted maybe a few seconds too early for UMass.
Well, yeah.
Us included.
I mean, not only that, but, you know, Hood, as you can see, he's limping over to the sideline again. I mean, what a job of battling Brandon Hood has today. 180 yards rushing. But
let's go
now
back to
you're
that
on the
play,
5-yard line.
Taquan Roberson had no need to just throw a desperation pass where nobody was in the vicinity. Yep. At best, it's a intentional grounding. At worst, it's an interception, which is what happened.
Yep, if you're going to throw that, you better make sure that ball gets out of bounds.
I mean, you might as well have, that felt like you could have run a draw play on 3rd and 10 and gotten 5 or 6, then set you up for 4th down. But UMass will certainly take it. 51 seconds to go. Not over by any stretch at this point.
But here's the thing. I mean, you can't lose any more yardage right now. I mean, you're already punting at the back of the end zone, and you have a kicker who has already made almost a 50-yard field goal today, and they're going to have plenty of time.
So UMass from the 4-yard line trying to drain the clock. 51 seconds remaining. Hairston's going to throw. Eyes downfield and throws it over A leaping cornerback who almost had an interception on his own right, Deion Crawford. And now UMass will have to punt this one away with 47 seconds to go, and great field position coming up for Buffalo.
Well, now you stop the clock for Buffalo. I get you're trying to be aggressive, but you stop the clock. Now you're going to punt. Buffalo's going to get the ball right around midfield
and, a timeout. You save the timeout for Buffalo there.
Yep.
Oh, man. The celebration, the jubilation has now turned into a unnerving murmur here at McGurk.
And this is those how do you finish games, right?
Without a doubt. Keep in mind, and we've said this, UMass will take a timeout here. I guess I just think the way that McGill was celebrating, maybe we got carried away too. It felt like, hey, that's the one that ices it. Let's check in with Adam on the sidelines. Adam.
Well, I think too, it was almost just an experience that just let out so much frustration. But you guys are both correct. That game wasn't quite over. Now the defense has to refocus, and you can see the energy's gone up and down like the Rockies in here, just peaks and valleys on this UMass sideline. And it's going to be up to that defense to get themselves recomposed and keep doing the good job they've done all day. Sometimes when you cut that motor, it's hard to get it going again.
Well, not only that, we talked about it. Buffalo 4 block punts in the last 5 games. I mean, and you're punting. I mean, you're at your normal distance of 14 yards because the ball's on the 5-yard line, but you feel behind you that the sideline.
And what would a safety do? Give Buffalo the lead. 21-20, 47 seconds to go. Andrews out of the back end of the end zone. Steps into this one, sends it away to Snow, who calls for the fair catch at the 49-yard line. By design, Buffalo sets that up because they know a field goal will win this game for them, a 44-yard punt. That's smart. They take no time off the clock on that play, still have a timeout left.
Yep, don't risk anything. You have a field goal kicker who made from 50 yards their last game against Eastern Michigan 2 weeks ago.
So you just need 15 yards to give yourself a chance if you're Buffalo here. And all these games for Buffalo, they're used to this. We mentioned it, last 4 have been decided in the final minute, make it 5 now. And a second chance, a reprieve for Taquan Roberson, the 6th-year quarterback, at the 50-yard line with 41 seconds to go. 3 receivers to the field side left. Roberson has the snap, bouncing in the pocket, fires in. It is caught by Gathings at the 40. A nice in route for him, and then he is able to lunge upfield for a gain of 14. And just like that, you're in field goal position. Twisting clock now, 35 seconds to go, still with a timeout for Buffalo. They could run the ball if they wanted to. Roberson takes the snap, fires downfield, looking for Gathings again, comes back to the ball, makes the catch, gets a foot in bounds. They call it a catch at the 15-yard line. Oh, this would be a dagger for Massachusetts on a 22-yard gain.
Yep, his foot was in.
A case of the oh-no's, not again here in Amherst, 21-10. And now very much in comfortable position with 27 seconds to go and a timeout remaining. Roberson on the attack. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Pressure comes, throws it towards the end zone, has a man. It is caught. Snow, touchdown. Oh, no. You gotta be kidding me. A 15-yard TD strike. And it happened again to Massachusetts. Heartbreak on the gridiron. You had the lead, you had the ball, you had the interception. 3 plays, 50 yards. Unfathomable unless you're a UMass fan. Going for 2. It's good. McMillan sliding into the end zone. 19 seconds left. And I look, you've seen it all at this point, unfortunately for UMass. You still got time if you can come down here. Now you're down 28-21. But you had this game.
Yep. You're absolutely right. And we said it, they still had 3 timeouts. You needed to get a first down to ice the game. And UMass on the first play They basically took a knee with A.J. Hairston. That didn't do anything. Then you lose some yardage running the football. Then you throw an incomplete pass that stops the clock. And so you only went backwards. You're punting from all the way in the back of your end zone. Buffalo starts from the 50. Boom, just like that. They respond. And how many times? And that's the difference. Buffalo has been in the last 4 games. This is exactly how every game's been. Whether they've won or lost, they've been in these games. UMass, off the interception, what happened? They start celebrating like crazy, 15 yards back. That changes what happens, those mental errors.
That whole last drive. 28-21. UMass was hanging on for dear life to a 1-point lead. They forced an interception, went backwards on a penalty. Still Buffalo with a timeout. And they'll nub this
they
one
kicked it out of
bounds. Out the way to the 30-yard line.
That'll start on the 40.
Number 91. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
Well, still a sliver of hope for UMass. I can just see it now. I mean, you thought you had turned a corner. Look, you still have played a great game today. You haven't needed any real miracles from A.J. Hairston. He's done enough to manage the game. You've had a good ground attack for the first time all season. 0-7 is staring you in the face, 19 seconds left.
And you had it, and I go back to also to the last offensive possession when they had that long drive that almost took 8 minutes. You got too conservative, and then you force yourself for a field goal attempt. That's
1st and 10, UMass.
I thought the ball goes to the 40.
You have 3 options when it's kicked out of bounds. The most. Well, now I got to rethink. There's one that you can get 15 yards or 40 yards from the restraining line, I think is what the technical usage is. 28-21. UMass down to a prayer, 19 seconds to go. Hairston takes the snap. They have timeouts. Dumps it off underneath, incomplete. Looking for Jawan Price. It would be one thing to say, okay, hey, tough set of circumstances, but it's just happened too much, regardless of the personnel, people, players involved. .14 seconds to go. UMass needs 6. Scrambling Hairston. Steps up, throws far side, incomplete. Now 7 seconds left.
Yep, all 3 receivers down the field, covered up, nowhere to go. He was trying to get it to Dowling, but again, pressure on Hairston, and he's moving around in the pocket and just fires incomplete.
Victor Snow with a touchdown reception to go ahead for Buffalo in the final seconds. And now Hairston on the last play shakes off a defender, but then ultimately gets sacked by Junior Poyser, and that'll run out the clock. A heartbreaker for the Minutemen, 28-21. And UMass falls to 0-7, and just kind of hard to figure out how we put this into words because you thought you had it, so did UMass on the sidelines, and as Adam said, it's hard to rev it back up again when you've shut it down. And with 58 seconds left and the football, they ended up losing this game.
Yeah,
with the lead.
And that's why you have to play the full 60 minutes, and you can't stop. And UMass felt good about it with that pick, but we said it all along. There was still plenty of time and 3 timeouts.
Game is over.
Thank you.
Heartbreaking.
Well, I'll admit, if we go back and listen, I got swept up in the celebration of Jeremiah McGill. It felt like that was the end of it. Desperation for Buffalo. You get the ball, but then a 15-yard penalty on that play.
Yep.
And that sets you back, and now you're ultra conservative. Buffalo only has to use 2 timeouts. You give the ball back to them, and then they go 3 plays
Right,
down the field for a
and
touchdown.
being able to move the ball at will like that on 3 straight plays where you hadn't given up the explosives down the field. You defended them good. You gave up things underneath.
I mean, at some point, look, again, you build on this, and this is going to be hard. This might be harder to bounce back from than the Kent State game, but the head coach, Joe Harris-Simiak, his staff, the players have to say, look, you played a good game, but you got to learn how to win. And they haven't done that yet.
Yep, and again, I think the message Coach Harris-Simiak, I guarantee you in the press conference is going to say you need to play a full 60 minutes, and our guys played 59 minutes and 1 second, and those 59 seconds ended up being the difference for Buffalo to go back. I mean, you look at Buffalo 2 weeks ago, they beat Eastern Michigan. They never led the game in regulation. They tied the game, It went to overtime and they won, but they never led that game in regulation. Buffalo's been there 5 times now this season in close games like that. UMass has been in this situation now twice. Both times Bryant game, Bryant comes down the field on the final drive, kicks a field goal to walk it off. Here, Buffalo scores a touchdown, and then not much time that you're able to do anything offensively.
Amherst Insurance postgame show coming up. We got a re-rack for hockey tonight. Puck drops shortly. Pregame starts at the top of the hour. UMass falls today 28-21, and maybe one of the top 3 most difficult defeats this team has seen in the last 25 years. We'll be back to talk about it, get some comments hopefully from Coach Joe Harris-Simiak. The Minutemen fall to 0-7 on the season. Buffalo improves to 3-0 in the MAC, 4-3 overall. You heard it here on the UMass Sports Network from Learfield.